Well, as I'm out hiking today, I wanted to talk about some of my favorite backpacking locations that I've been to. I've been pretty lucky here to backpack into some really amazing areas. I could talk on for like hours and hours about all the locations I've been to. But today we're going to talk about 5 locations that I've been to that I feel like everyone needs to go to at least once. Before we talk about those 5 locations, my name is Jason. This is Huck Outdoors. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe and ring that bell for notifications of any new videos I got coming out. Let's get to those 5 locations. The first location you have to visit is the Lost Coast Trail. It's 25 miles along the coast of Northern California. You'll be walking down along the coast with the Pacific Ocean on your right hand side. Beautiful views along the whole way. It's super remote. The drive-in takes a while. Most people will take a shuttle. They'll park their car in one location, take that shuttle to the other, get dropped off, and that's about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive just for that shuttle. It's really nice where you're hearing the waves at night. The waves put you to sleep. It's just awesome. We camped super close to the beach one time and the waves came within just a couple feet of my tent. The nighttime views, they are amazing. The stars just pop off all over the place. You can see the Milky Way. Beautiful views. So here's a little poop story for you. You have to poop below the high water mark, the high tide mark. So of course it's easier to poop during a low tide. But be sure to pack out your teepee, but you're gonna be bearing your poop out there on the Lost Coast Trail. So the Wind River Range is the second place you need to visit. It's all about the location there. You've got these high mountains, beautiful lakes, just plush forests, and tons of great fishing. There's golden trout, cutthroat trout, rainbow trout, brook trout, browns, just a whole plethora of trout to go after and fish there. And of course, there's tons of water, like I said, tons of lakes out there, tons of streams. Only thing you really gotta watch out there for are mosquitoes and grizzly bears. The third spot that everybody should go visit as a backpacker is the High Sierra Trail. This one's special to me. It was my first big through hike. It's 72 miles from Sequoia National Park across the Sierra to Mount Whitney. There's so many great camps out there, tons of water, just some high mountain passes you get to go through, some great fishing. I got to experience this hike with some great friends, which made that hike just that much more special to me. There's a wide range of scenery from like the Kern River Valley, which is way down below, Sequoia National Park with the big sequoias, then the top of Mount Whitney where you could just see for miles and miles out to the desert, across back towards the Western Divide. The views are amazing from up there. And of course, it's got one of my favorite spots I've ever been to backpacking, and that was the Great Western Divide. Before we go further down the list, do you have a favorite backpacking location that you've been to? Why don't leave a comment below and share what that trip was for you. Another great location to go to is Coyote Gulch. This is paradise in the Utah desert. As you hike in, you're just seeing nothing but desert land, red rocks, just the desert. Then you come across a gulch and there's so much life down there, so much water, greenery. Not what you're expecting when you just look across the desert and seeing nothing but just a vastness of just sand and red rocks. There's arches down there, there's a natural bridge. When we entered into Coyote Gulch, we actually did it on ropes, which are set up next to Jacob Hamlin Arch. There's other ways to go in as well, but this was a ton of fun. And as you're hiking through the gulch, you're hiking in and out of the water. There's waterfalls that you get to pass by. There's some Indian ruins out there. There's many great places to camp down there in Coyote Gulch. We got lucky and camped next to a waterfall one night. Another night we were next to the natural bridge. A lot of people like to camp out next to Jacob Hamlin Arch. There's many great campsites to camp at down there in Coyote Gulch. Last but not least on this list is the Ray Lakes Loop. It's 42 miles in the Eastern Sierra of California in Kings Canyon National Park. There's some great fishing opportunities out there, lots of wildlife. We had a deer in every camp that we stayed at, saw some bears, saw tons of birds. It's one of the most iconic hikes in the Eastern Sierra as well. There's lots of water on the Ray Lakes Loop, so you don't have to worry about these long water carries. And it can also be accessed from both sides of the Sierra, either from the eastern side or the western side. You can have fires in most of the campsites there as long as you are below 10,000 feet. And all the camps had bear boxes too. The Ray Lakes Loop makes for one epic adventure. That's going to be it for this one. That's 5 locations that I think everybody needs to go and backpack at least once. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications of all new videos I got coming out. Till the next one, thanks for having me.